Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Chanel inspired storage bin with a bin that I bought from an antique shop. For this project, I used a metal bin, black outdoor paint, make sure it's flat, and also I got white outdoor paint, also needs to be flat, paint brushes, wide and small ones, printed Chanel logo, and scissors. On this project, I started out by sanding down all the dirty spots inside this bin. I guess this is from like a silicone warehouse, so there was like some silicone spots from like the 1950s. I believe it said 1950s on the bin. But anyways, I sanded down all the dirty spots so it could be nice and smooth for when I start painting. After doing some sanding, there's going to be some dust, so make sure you get a wet rag and just wipe down the whole bin so you won't have to paint on top of dust. Believe me, you don't want that. Now I got my black paint and I started painting the whole bin, including the interior, except the handles. We are going to be painting the handles white. Now I'm gonna say this now and I'll probably say it again later. Make sure to do 2 coats of every single paint job that you do. I definitely suggest this so you can get like a really nice smooth surface of color and there won't be any blotchy spots. Now we're going to move on to start taping around the handles. Make sure your paint is dry before doing this. I hope you're smart enough not to tape on top of wet paint. That's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, who does that? So tape around the handles and then paint them white. Do this for both handles. And don't forget, paint 2 coats. Now take the tape off and voila. If you see any white paint that got on the black paint, just get a little sponge with some black paint and just clean up the surface and you'll be all set. This is how it should look after your paint job is done. Now keep in mind this is black paint, so your fingerprints are probably gonna get all over, especially if you have dust in your hands. It's kind of like chalk paint in a way, but don't worry, after it's all dry, you get a wet rag and clean it up, it'll look brand spanking new. Now get your printed Chanel logo and let's slap it onto the bin, just to get an idea of where we want to place it. Once you have an idea, just start cutting out your logo slowly but surely, and then once you're done, just tape the back and then tape it onto the bin. I try my best to place the logo in the middle, and it's horrible of me that I didn't use any measurements to actually make sure it was in the middle. I just kind of eyed it, but I did this to both sides, and just get a white coloring pencil and mark the logo around it. So then once you're done with that on both sides, you're gonna start coloring inside the lines. It's like kindergarten all over again. And I'll say this again, do 2 coats. 2 coats is what's gonna make it look nice and finished. You do not want any blotchy spots, especially on the Chanel logo. The Chanel logo is the statement part of this project. After I finished painting the white Chanel, I decided to get some black paint and go in and do some little touch-ups just to make sure the Chanel logo was perfected. So after you're done with that, you'll be all done. Now that we're coming up on the final part and you're adding the finishing painting touches on it, just let it dry for a bit. This paint doesn't take that long to dry. And then you can just throw a blanket in it and we can see what the final results look like.